Okay, today we're going to be working on our Utron Tesla coil. I'm going to show everybody how to build one of these, and we're going to do it a little different. We're not going to include the bottom half here. We're just going to build the top half. I had a request to do the top half and had it pointing at each other. I'll explain a little more as we get there. We're going to need to do a couple things here. One, we're going to go up to the right, and we're going to add a new page. I'm going to go back over here. We're going to pull up our sketch from the beginning. And we just want to look at a few numbers here. So in this sketch, we have 60 millimeters on the height and 60 millimeters on the width. So that is not from the center point, that is from the outside edge. So let's go ahead and do that as well. We basically want to right click, go to sketch, and then we're just going to get a line here. Just click one of these. And then you see it in blue highlighted. We just hit 60 millimeters right there. We hit L for line. We go up. We hit 60. And now we have our parameters we can work on. Now, there's a couple other things that are going on in this sketch that we have to take note of. And as we get to our 60 millimeters, our height is a little different. And that has to do with where the post comes in. These two right here on the right is where the post is. It's 8 millimeters wide and it goes down 60. So I do it this way because we're only going to build this one side and then we're going to spin it all the way around. And I'll show you how we do that. But you have to add in there where the post comes in. So we'll just do that now. We'll add in where this post is, and then we'll drop down up here at the top this little bit, and then when we can get started on this. So we'll do another line. We'll go over 8. Enter. We'll do another line. We'll go down. And we'll connect it right there. Okay, our line is crooked. Get rid of that. Do not like crooked lines. They will not work out for you. Okay, there we go. Now we're set. All right, so let's do another line. And we're just going to go like this. Now we know our angle is mathematically correct, right? We got a 90-degree angle going on this. We put 60 here, we put 60 here, 90-degree angle. Our Utron's going to be at a 90-degree angle. We're good. Okay, I'm going to hit escape to get off that tab. When I put it over, I highlight it. I'm going to left click it. And I'm going to move it to the right, get it out of our way. I don't want to see that all day. Okay. So go down a little hand and allows us to left click and move it. Here we go. This is the best part. You're going to go to line. And all we're going to do here is go up 1 millimeter and then press another line. And we'll go right out past it. Now this is going to be tedious in the beginning, but this is our structure. So we go here, we go another 1 millimeter. We go our line. And there we go. We hit exit to end the line. We do it again. Now you have to set a couple of these, and then I'll show you a quick way to make this go fast. We're just looking for it to go 90 degrees. So where you see that little blue square, and I'll show you right here. We go to 1 millimeter, go up, we hit the line. You can hit enter to end the line as well. You see right there on the right, where we started out, there's that little square. It tells you that we're at a 90-degree angle. Now, here we go. This is where it gets fun. Okay, we're going to go over here to create. We're going to go to mirror. And we're just going to select these lines. I never select the bottom one. Okay, we select all those lines. We're going to go over to the right where it says our mirror is. We're going to go to select, and that'll be the top line there. And then we're going to press OK. Now it mirrored. Now you can right click and go up and hit repeat mirror. And we're going to do this again for several times because it's very tedious. But each one of these right here on this whole thing is how we're going to set up where the wire goes and where the plastic goes. This particular one is set up with 1 millimeter in between and 1 millimeter plastic. Like, okay. And as you can see, as we do this, the more there is there, the faster this goes. So don't ever let the bunch of lines intimidate you there. And we can always delete a line. So let's select that. We'll go up here. Now, before I go any further, I wanted to go back to my original sketch. So we'll go up to the top here and we'll click it over. And we had this right here. From there to there is 3.5. And there to there is 4. So we have 7.5 from the top. I'm going to just type that in, 7.5. And then we're going to do a line that goes across here. Now we'll set up the rest of the other stuff here in just a little bit, but I want to make a stop point so that we can get this. And we're going to go back to create our mirror. And doesn't matter which one of these you highlight first. No, it doesn't. That should be enough. Perfect. Click OK. Okay, we notice this line coincides with this one. A little bit off. It's okay. We can make it a little longer. I don't need that line anymore, and I don't need this top line. So we get rid of both of those. Now we're going to set this thing. We're just going to look at what the depth is going here to. Okay. And make sure we're on the right one. 2. And we had on this one 4. And then we'll just do another line that goes over to here. And there we go. Perfect. Don't need that in my way. Okay. See where we're at. Okay, I like it so far. Now, this is going to be a tedious process here, but this line right here on the outside, this one, is where our outside line is now. Now we need to make an inside line to it. So I go 5 millimeters. So what I want to do here is take my line tool at the corner, go over 5 millimeters, and click it. Now this program will tell you when it's parallel lines, so we're going to go up to the top here. And that's definitely not telling me right there. So let's go down. We'll create a point. Go right there. All right, let's go back and look and see if it was that far cut in. I don't remember that it was. Yeah, it is right here. You can take a look. It's cut in that far. Interesting how it all works. Okay, now we're going to go through and get rid of a lot of stuff here. The only thing that we're looking for on this is in between the lines here is where we want to be. Right where my cursor is going. The rest of it, I don't need any of it. I just needed this to be set up in the correct math. Okay, so we're just going to go up here and cut. And we're going to start cutting and hope the program stays up with us. Like I said, this part's tedious. We just got to make sure we get the right ports. Okay, we've almost got this side cleared down. There we go. You can always take your little mouse wheel and scroll in. Now those are gone. I do not need these, but I do need the bottom one. It's for structure. So we're going to keep cutting on the inside. Now this is going to be the inside shell. Now obviously we're going to need an inside shell as well for the outside part on the left. So we'll build that as soon as these are gone. I do it in this order so that I don't have a bunch of lines I got to get rid of again. And the good thing is by doing this mathematically, it's all correct. And if you're into counting the number of lines, go for it. I'm not. I just like to get the overall shape right. And just know where my connections go into on each one. Okay, so we're almost done here. Don't want a bunch of extra lines. And we'll remake that top piece here in a minute. Now, we need, from down here, we need 2 millimeters over. And hopefully it tells us the parallel line. Nope, not telling me, okay. So I'll just make the line right here and go down 2. There it is. We'll go down right to that. That's not right at all. Okay, that's my fault. There we go. Connect it up. Finish the line all the way up. Now let's go back over here. Let's do some house cleaning. We don't need the top of this line. Now you can see our structure come into play here. We don't need the top of this line. I don't need that line in there. Okay, I need these lines. Okay. And this right here will have to be thickened up as well. This is our outer wall. But let's take a look at this real quick before we do that. We want to set the outside so we can finish this. Okay. We're going to get our cutting tool again. Now, you see how it just highlights a certain portion? We're going to take out every other one. Now you can see the openness of it. We have a solid base. We have the open, the open, the open. We'll keep doing this on every other one. Make sure we get the right one. You can always go up to edit and undo in case you cut the wrong one, which I actually do often. And we'll keep scrolling out and scrolling back in so that we can get a better look at this stuff. Now, believe it or not, we're almost done with this whole thing. It doesn't seem like we're doing a whole lot here. We just did a few lines, a lot of cutting. But we're going to use the revolve tool and we're going to make this real easy on ourselves. Okay, we got a solid top. We have a solid bottom. Okay. We're going to look at this for cleanup, but first I want to put in our last lines. Let me go over here to the hand tool. I'm just going to move this. So now we can see our structure. We have all of our open spaces for our wire to go through. We have our top space here where this is actually going to go right there on the right there in the center rod when we put it in. So that I'm pretty happy with. They're very thin. It's only, let's see where it is, 2 millimeters across, so that's okay. We got plenty of room there. Now we want to finish this a little bit in that I want that line to go wrapped around that rod the whole time. So I'm going to go put a line. I'm going to go right up here. This is where it's going around the shaft up here. You can see it. We're just going to continue that line down. All the way to here. We want the 90. Okay. Are these lines in my way? What are these here? Nope, not in my way. Okay. Now all we want to do is clean this up because we want to be able to highlight it at once. So we're going to go down here. We're going to cut that so it opens here between this and this. We're going to go right over here. We want it to open. Just remember, the highlighted portion is what we want to see as far as that's where our PLA is going to be. So the more of the stuff that I get rid of that's in the way, the easier it's going to be, and I will not forget to highlight it and be missing a tooth. And yes, there's a lot of tedious cutting in this, but it's much better than trying to build each piece individually in this. Okay, so you gotta remember where we are. That one got cut. That one got cut. There, there, and here. So we mistakenly cut one. So we go up to undo. And there it comes back. Knew something was off. Every time you see the highlighted portion unlit like that, you probably did something wrong. There we go. And then we'll scroll out and we'll scroll back in. Now you can use that little hand to move it if you want. I do this because usually I do this like 2 to 3 times the speed. And I usually make this computer just go in error sometimes because you're going too fast. Okay, we got the right one. Right one there. Okay, there we go. Now let's go and look at this again. We wanted this piece right here. This is where it wraps around, so we need all of that to be in PLA. Now, I should have an outside portion and an inside portion. So let's go over here. We're going to go to our hand tool, and we're just going to look. Yeah, we cut all those. Yes, we cut all these. Yes, we cut all these. Okay. So let's see. Let's go up to Finish Sketch. There we go, and it all highlights together. Now, what we can do here is go up to the top where it says solids, and there's a solid. This is the revolve tool. And we have this right here is what we're going to select. And then now we got to select an access line, which is something I'm going to have to put in. Okay, so we're going to get out of that, and we're going to go to here, go back over to our sketch. To edit sketch, we're going to do a line. Now this was 8 millimeters across, so I need one at 4. I need all the way up. Okay, good to go. Now we'll finish. We'll go back to solid. We go back to revolve. Take this. We'll select our line, which is here. Now we'll take a look at this. We'll go down here to the orbit. And out of those little lines that we got, we have our shape. Pretty cool. Now, that's just part of it. A couple more things we're going to have to do. One, we need a point up here that we could put through to put a circle in there. Now, what I mean by that is we have a pin that drives these things. And then we only need half of this right here. I don't need the full 360 degrees on this. I need 180 degrees because when you print them, you got to print it in half. I can't print this cone and get these distances good, printing it from the bottom up like this. So it's got to be in half. So let's go over here. And it says our degrees. We're going to go to 180. Now we can go over here to our orbiting tool. We now have half, which is perfect for what we need. Now, at this point, I could tell you a couple things that are gonna happen if we don't fix it right now. And it's going to be this bottom layer that's going to be too thin. And it'll start to break as soon as you go to wind this coil. So we're just going to add a piece on the bottom here. And then we'll go up to the top and we'll add the piece right here through here so that we can have our pin marked. That way it goes through half and half of the coil. That'll work out good. And then we need to cut a line directly down the center of this thing. The reason is every time you go to wind this thing, it's going to have to go to the next layer after the layer's full. So once you wind the top one, it goes down to the next one, to the next one. So we need like a bypass area in order to get that done. All right, so we're looking good here. We're going to go back over here and we're going to edit our sketch. And now we're just going to go down here. We're going to hit the line tool. And I just want something on the bottom here. It doesn't have to be much. It just has to be bigger than what I have now. So I could probably go 2 millimeters here. Make sure it 90's out right there. We'll go right over to here. I think I went too far. There we go. And then I'll just cut off the excess there. All right. Now, we're going to cut this bottom line right here. Basically now, they're attached. Let's finish our sketch. And now we see that it added it into our revolve, and it made the bottom piece. Now it's thicker. We didn't have to go around and mess with anything. That looks really nice on there. Okay, now that we have this here, we need to create a hole right here at the top. So we need to create another sketch. I'm going to right click. And I basically need a line. And then I need to go over here and right now just click the little eyeball here and turn off the body. Now I'm going to click that right there. And then I'm going to turn the body back on. What that allowed me to do is get to that little marker in there, which is a pain. Okay. I simply need to get to the corner of this one. And to the corner of this one. .19. Our center point's right here. We need that center point, and we know this is 4 millimeters down, so we want to get to 2 millimeters down. And then we'll hit C for center of a circle. We'll go to 3 millimeters for the circle. We like that. Okay. Now we need to extrude this out, and just going to go to the orbit tool so you can see it. It's right there. Okay, we want to hit E for extrude. Just like that. Just make sure it says cut over here on the extrude tool. And there you go. Now we have our hole to hold it on the rod as we go. Spacing looks good. Now we need to get a way for our wire to go from one to the next. So we need to cut this out. And we're ready to go. Let's move this thing a little bit. We're going to move it. And what I'm looking for is I want this green line to center right in there. Perfect. Right there. Okay, we have everything here centered up. We're looking good. We have our hole on the top. For our pin, we have our bottom base. Now we need to make a copy of this. This right here is going to be the back side. We need to create a front side to it. So we're going to go over here. We right clicked. We went to move and copy. We'll select this. All we need to do is zoom out a little bit. We're going to go over here to create a copy. And now what that allows us to do is create an exact copy of it. We'll just move it over. Get it out of the way of the first one. We'll click enter. Now we have a perfect copy of it. We're going to go up here. It's named body 2. And I'm just going to hide it. I want it there for later on, but I don't want it in our way of creating our line here down the center that we need for this one. So we'll create a line down here in the center for winding. So all I want to do is I want to slightly move this to the right. Okay. And then I want to sketch, and I want to sketch a line. And you see how you can't see that? We'll just go over here to body 1 and hide it. Make sure we get to the correct one over here on this side. And then it always rotates on us, so we're going to have to correct it. We'll just rotate it back. Turn back on the body 1. And we're good to go now. All right. This will be a very simple process. All we have to do is make the line and then cut it out. So we're going to start right up here at the top. And what we're looking for is, see this little gray area right here? We want to try to hit that perfect. I'm going to be on the line on the top and right on that gray line. There we go. That's going to work perfect for us. And we're just going to go down to the bottom and do the exact same thing. Sometimes it takes a minute. I'm happy with that. Now, I need to cut this whole section out. I need this to cut out as well. So I'm going to go a little beyond it. Now, what I'm going to do is cut out this bottom here so that the winding can continue to wind down. If you don't do that, you're going to end up with a wind that just comes off the side over here, and it's not going to be any good for you. So I'm going to do this, and we're just going to create this exaggerated line out here. Then we'll go right back up. And we're just going to go a little bit off of it right here. And just hold it right there. Now, when you go right back up to this line, and all we're going to do is extend it out. There we go. Now we can connect these two lines. Does it matter if it's straight across? Absolutely not. All it does matter is that they connect and you get this blue to light up. Okay. So now we have it all the way down, plus we have it going into the bottom here. So let's go over here to our orbit tool and we'll take a look. We're right in the center of it. That's where we should be. Okay, now all we're going to do is hit extrude. We're going to go over here where it says direction. Now it says you want to go on one side. No, I want to go on both sides. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to do it equally. And I want to create 2 millimeters here. And as you can see, it's going to cut it out for us perfect right down the center. Let's click enter. And now we have a perfect cut all the way down. So let's take a look at why we're doing this. As this part goes around the rod and you have the other side on the back, you have a pin that goes through here. Then you have your winding. You want to start your wire here. It's going to go around this little area inside here and fill it up. And then you're going to move it right down to the next one, fill it up, and move it right down to the next one and fill it up. So without this little cut here, it wouldn't be possible. But we only need it on this one side. We didn't need it on both. The reason we did the bottom this way is because once you fill up this winding, You can either have the wire come out and hang out, which is going to be really bad for when you epoxy it, or you can have it come down right here. And most likely, most of the epoxy will just fill this in anyway, and we're good to go. It's not very big. We're 5 millimeters out and we're 2 millimeters wide. That's not a big gap for epoxy. So now we have this, and we can now take over here and go over to our body 2 and move it over. Now we have 2 sides. Perfectly done, 2 sides. They're going to connect together. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to connect them together just so you can take a look at it and we can look around exactly what we have. We'll do a little coloration in here just for some fun. Okay, so I want to go over here to our move tool. And I want to take this one. And I'll go down to orbit. And I want to look at it from the top. And all I want to do is drop it back on this red line. Right there. Perfect. Now, make sure we look at it from the top again. Okay. Put it right over it. We'll click enter. Now, as we can see, we're perfectly lined up. We have our groove down one side, no groove down the other. Now, if you want to colorize this, and this is a part you don't have to do, you can just go to Modify, to Appearance. Right-click this and Edit. Now just pick a color. Move the scrolling thing up. Say if, let's go with purple. We can create a nice purple piece out of this. We're good with that. I'm going to click Done. I'm going to click Exit right here, or Escape. And now I have it all purple. Now you don't have to do this. This is just a way to look at it and see if you defined everything right and all your shapes are perfect. Now, we need to create this, and we got our hole that goes across the top, just to make sure we saw that. Now, all we need to do here is we need to create this as an STL file. So, now that we've played around a little bit, let's go ahead and click the Undo tool. Take the color out of it. Move it back over there. Now, go up to Utilities. Go over to Make. And you're going to make a 3D print. Click it so it highlights. Click OK. And we'll just put in what we want here. And this is single half Utron. And then this is side 1. And we'll save it. Now we're going to do the same here to our other one. Make 3D print. Click it. Click OK. Single half Utron, and that's part 2. And we are good to go. And there we are. We have this half in our Cura now. It looks good. No issues. We'll check the other one too. We can see our little hole here. Now, by any means, if you wanted this longer in here, you can go back and extend this a little bit more and then put the hole in there. It's up to you. But this will work out on the print right here. Okay, so that one's good. Now let's take a look at this. And we can see we got our center groove in here all the way down. and we are good to go. This thing will print out nice and clean. You do not need any kind of support for this. It'll naturally get the curve. It'll naturally hit all of these. All you have to do is make sure that you do not have it on super fast settings, because what happens is right here on each one, it'll start to clog and it'll start to mess up these fins. Now, if you do mess them up, because you're putting epoxy over the whole thing, you could take a piece of sandpaper or you could take a file and just clean them up, and the epoxy covers them, so it'll still be useful. It'll still be ready to go for you. Just may not look as clean when you have the 3D printed part of it. It's up to you, depending on your printer and your settings and how you like to do things. So I'll leave that up to you, but this is the build.